Hello everyone. Now I'm sure that you're somebody who's probably a marketer or an MBA student or just someone who's interested to know that what exactly is marketing analytics. So in this video, I will be explaining to you about what exactly is marketing analytics and how it helps organizations in improving their marketing efficiencies. Hi everyone, I'm Darpan from Heuristics. I am a marketing strategist and a blogger. And on my blog, you must go and read about the best resources to learn about analytics. You can have the best online courses, the best ebooks, and even the best podcasts for the same. So firstly, it becomes important for us to understand that what exactly is marketing. From here, we will be able to really appreciate the fact that how does marketing analytics fit into our traditional marketing. So for example, we know that a market research is all about understanding your audience by means of surveys and focus groups. Then we know that the consumer behavior is about observing the audience. It is about unearthing the facts which they would not state in a survey or which they might not even know. Then, for example, I have always stated that for me, brand management is the same as product management, as the objective is the same, which is to oversee the life cycle of the brand or the product. So now that you have your brand in place, you have your research with you, you know the behavior of your consumer, and you also have a product, you would go ahead to create a pricing strategy for it. And then if your organization is online, you would also employ things like Facebook ads, AdWords, and all such things. And finally, obviously, the objective of all of this, in fact, the objective of everyone in the organization is to achieve the sales, because the sales is the ultimate truth. Now, you would think that where exactly would marketing analytics fit in all of this? Here, I must say to you that there is a big myth. And what exactly is this myth? This is that marketing analytics happens after all of these other things have happened. So you have an impression that after all these things have happened, you would go ahead and just analyze the history to see that if all of it was okay or not, or it was amazing or not. However, the fact is not that. The reality is that all of this is happening at the same time. It is happening in real time, and all of this is marketing, which also means that your marketing analytics is happening at the same time as everything else. If you've not still been able to understand, then I will explain it with one final example which will surely clear all of your doubts. So for example, you have a website and you would know that there are a lot of visitors which come in, and for sure in real time you would be able to track all of your audience. You can track all of your audience. In fact, you can go ahead and track their location and other things about their demographic, which means that all of your market research is happening right when the user is on your site. You don't have to do anything else. Now, same way, say suppose you use some cookies on your site in order to understand that what exactly is your user up to when he's on Facebook, or what exactly is he up to when he's on Google. Here, if you understand, you're basically trying to unearth a lot of behavior of his or her which he is not sharing to you straight away, which means that you are finding out more about the consumer behavior. You are trying to find about their affinity and everything else. And mind you, all of this happening in real time. Then, for example, suppose you say that if the user is from the USA, I would want to show him the price in US dollars. Whereas if the user is from India, then I would want to show him the price in rupees. Now, what exactly is happening over here? You are basically altering your pricing strategy in real time. So all of this happening at the same time. And then say suppose you are somebody who is also employing Facebook remarketing in order to chase your audience on Facebook. as well. What exactly are you up to here? You are using social media marketing for your sales, and here you have applied digital marketing as well. So effectively, all of these things are happening in the real time, and for all of this to happen, you need to take some quick decisions. For that, you need to analyze data, and for that, you need to do marketing analytics. So marketing analytics is happening with everything else in the real time. Now, if you are a marketer or if you are a student of MBA, you would know that there are a lot of things which you have to do in the organization. For example, you would be really interested to know that which of your variants is more appreciated by the audience. Or for example, if you have a lot of features in the offering, then you would also be interested to know that which of the features is highly appreciated by the audience. Same way, you would be interested to know that if you were to create a marketing plan, then where exactly should you invest your dollars in? Should you spend on Facebook? Should you spend on AdWords? Should you spend on newspapers? Should you spend on TV? Where should you spend? So all of these things you will have to solve. Then for example, you would be very much interested to know that exactly at what price should I offer my product. So there are a lot of things which you need to solve as a marketer in an organization. Now we will try and see that how exactly do we solve these. So one of the age-old ways to solve this is this, that you bring in someone who has a lot of experience of your industry, and he, with the help of his heuristics means thumb rules, he with the help of his thumb rules will be able to make all these decisions for you. So he will be able to say that, okay, you should spend X amount on Facebook, you should spend Y amount on this type of ad, or your product should be priced at say Y points or whatever. So one is a very classical way that you, out of the experience of your management, you use all of these things and you will take all of the calls. However, there is another way, which is the new age way, and in this way you completely democratize all of your decisions, which can only happen when everyone in the organization has the access to something which is gold, which is data. So if you are an organization which makes its decisions based on data, then almost anyone in your organization can be smart enough to know that what exactly he or she has to do. For example, if you go ahead and hire a young intern, even he would know that where should he spend and how much should he spend, say suppose on the Facebook ads. However, what I would want to ask you is that should the entire thing happen only through data, or should there also be some heuristics involved in it? Well, if you ask me, then I would say that yes, there has to be some amount of heuristics involved in this, and that is why I always say that it should be something called as super heuristics, where you have your data as well as you have human context, and when these two meet, then you have something which is unbeatable. So here we have established that in the organization you have a lot of data, and your eventual goal is to take some actions basis a lot of insights. Now for that, I've also explained that yes, you should employ a lot of data, however you should also somewhere employ some human intelligence in this. Now in this slide, I will explain to you that how much of human intelligence can you include and what can be the outcomes. So for example, if we are about to do an analysis of what happened in the organization, say suppose you spend an X amount on your Facebook ads, and all you want to do is an analysis of what happened after it, then you would need a lot of human input to actually give you a final insight of what happened and what you have to do. Secondly, if now you want to understand it, why it happened. So say suppose you spend some X amount on Facebook and you had some Y amount of leads from it, which was extremely small number, and you would want to understand that why it happened like this. So then you would have to do some sort of analysis and also some amount of human input. However, now the human input has to be smaller because a lot of analysis can happen with the help of data itself. So now the human analysis is slightly smaller. Further, if you have to understand that okay, something happened, but now I want to understand that what will happen now. For that, can you use some algorithm which can explain you that, okay, yes, if these things have happened, then now I feel that it will happen. Now suppose if you were to do this entirely on human element, it can go wrong. It can go vaguely wrong. However, if you are employing a lot of data here, then it will surely give you an algorithm which will give you a very high amount of accuracy. So hence, for these kind of analysis, you need to use more of your data and the softwares to do this entire analysis. And finally, if suppose you want to know that, okay, why it happened, what will happen now, and if what happens, then what do I have to do after it? If suppose you want to go to the extreme extent of what do I do after it, so then you would have to completely understand your data. You would have to employ algorithms which will help you find out what will happen, and then you would have to use some of the industry 4.0 tools, for example IoT and robotics, to even automate the entire thing, that if something happens, then what exactly do we have to do. So all of this is marketing analytics. So here I will share some of these examples. So I have already explained you some 4 styles of analysis, and I will now just explain you that what are some of the examples for it. So for example, for the first kind, if you have to know that what happened, so say suppose you just have to know that how much was the traffic from the USA. So it is just about that you will go and you will open up your Google Analytics account and you'll just go and see that, okay, what was the USA traffic. So here you just had to understand that what happened, that I just have to know that how much was it from the USA. Same way, if you have to know that, okay, how much sale was for the first 5 products, then all you have to do is that you just have to go to your MIS reports and you just have to see that by sales I want to arrange all of my products, and you would have your answer. So it is the most simplistic way of the analysis, where you just have to find out that what happened. Second example is that you would want to know that why it happened. So suppose by the end of the year your sales had gone completely down, and you have to now basically understand that why it happened. So for example, I can share a story of my own to help you understand this. Now in December of 2019, the traffic on my blog, it went down by 15% suddenly out of the blue, and I was not sure that why exactly it happened. I was not very sure about this. Then when I kept on analyzing it, that okay, why would it have happened to me, then I realized that all of this traffic was from the USA, and here we have the holidays of Christmas. So then I knew that okay, it happened because of the holidays. Same way, if you have to understand that what will happen now, suppose I have to create a budget for my future, and I have to know that okay, how much sales am I expecting in the next quarter or in the next month. So then I will have to use some sort of an analytics through some algorithm, it can help me understand that how much sales can I expect. And finally, so if you have used Facebook ads or if you have used AdWords, then you would know that it automatically adjusts your bidding. How it happens? It happens through this entire prescriptive analytics, where first it understands that why is it happening and how much should you bid in order to show your ad. So we have one amazing example of how it happens like this. So finally, we are at the end of all of this, and I have something to ask you. I want to ask you that, according to you, do you think there should be some amount of human intelligence when we are trying to do marketing analytics or not? What is your opinion on this? I would love to know your opinion. Please go ahead and share your opinion in the comments below. Thank you so much.